I've built 3 different businesses in the past 6 years while either finishing my PhD or working full-time as an engineer. And I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot. So I want to share those with you so that you don't have to make them too. Our most precious resources are time, energy, and money. So all of these mistakes that I'm sharing with you today hopefully save you some of those, because I've definitely wasted at least one of those, if not all 3, in every single one of these mistakes that I'm sharing today. I think number 5 is one of the most important ones, so make sure you stick around until then, or you can skip ahead in the chapters below. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? My name is Maricruz. I'm an engineer, environmentalist, and entrepreneur. And in this channel, I show you how to grow your small business while you're working full-time and doing that sustainably. That means I share tools, insights, and hopefully inspiration to get you to a life of freedom, fulfillment, and joy. So I am sharing 6 top mistakes that I've made while building a business, while working full-time. And all of these I've wasted either time, energy, or money. I'm trying to help you avoid that. And I'm sure I'm going to miss a few and think of a whole other 6 different mistakes after filming this video. So there'll probably be a part 2. Stick around, subscribe. But let's get started with number 1. Number 1 mistake was not setting realistic expectations. Because we're building this business part-time, that means your time and resources are limited. This means you're not going to build a multi-million-dollar business overnight. If you're looking for that kind of stuff, this is not the channel for you. I teach you how to grow sustainably, which means it takes time. At the beginning of Menos Waste, actually, I was expecting to be profitable within the first year. That was my goal, and I had no idea what I was doing. There's no way to be profitable in the first year because you have so many upfront expenses and you're still getting to know your audience. Usually the first year you're not very successful, so that was not realistic, which really set me back emotionally and mentally, and had to scrap the initial idea that I had for Menos Waste and start over. That obviously wasted a lot of time, energy, and money. So that's a triple banger right there. All 3 of those most precious resources were wasted. So make sure that you set realistic expectations. Talk to somebody that knows what they're doing and they can help you set realistic goals. And mistake number 2 is not doing a time audit sooner. I talk about time audits in this channel all the time because they're so important if you're working full-time. Again, you have limited time to do anything, so you have to know and understand what time you have available. I talk about this in depth in this video here, so I won't blabber too much about that, but you have to know how many hours you have a week to dedicate to your business and then allocate that time accordingly. I didn't do this at the beginning of Sunmud, so I committed to a lot of work that I didn't have time for, and I ended up really doing things quickly and like trying to fight fires because I was frazzled and stressed. And so I ended up really not providing value to the business or to my co-founders. I should have just done a time audit sooner so that I wouldn't overcommit myself. This ended up costing me a lot of wasted time, which I think is the most important resource. Make sure that you know how much time you have to dedicate to your business, because it's going to affect everything that you dedicate that time to. If you don't know, if you have 5 hours versus 25 hours, that's a very different strategy that you have to implement for your business. So time audit, must, and I would do this before starting your business. Mistake number 3 is not having a clear, SMART plan. You might have heard SMART for goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. This applies to your plan as a business as well. So if you don't have a plan, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and start making mistakes. Airplane. Also, if you don't have a plan, it is very easy to start just doing the simple, quick tasks that take up your time, like emails, social media, that sort of thing. It's not really moving your business forward, but it's easy to do. And if you don't have a plan of like a strategy that you're trying to implement in your business, then you'll just end up answering emails for 4 hours a week instead of dedicating those 4 hours to something that really will move the needle in your company. I still struggle with this, especially for Sunmud. We have a plan, But sometimes it's very easy to just hop on the email, answer all the emails, reply, plan all these things, and you end up not actually doing the thing that you set out to do. So try to avoid this by really making your plan smart. Mistake number 4 is not understanding your target audience. That's a doozy, and this is like a constant struggle, right? For every entrepreneur, because if you don't have the person that you're selling to very clearly in your mind, then you are wasting your time, wasting your energy, and probably wasting money. So this could look like creating content or creating a product that nobody wants or that you don't know who's going to buy it. So then you're putting your stuff out there and nobody's buying anything because you don't understand who it is for. A pretty clear example here is when I started Menos Waste, it was actually a product-based business. I started making so many products. It was personal care stuff, toothpaste, shampoo, deodorant, face oils, all these things that I thought people wanted. And then I would go to markets and they're like, this is not really what I was looking for, or at least not in this setting. And so I ended up wasting a lot of money buying the bottles, the mason jars, the materials to make these products, and ended up not being able to sell the product because I didn't understand my audience. I didn't understand what they wanted. I just assumed everything and wasted thousands of dollars. Another easy example is on social media. If you're putting out posts constantly, even if you do one a day, but it's not really hitting your target audience how it's supposed to, then you're wasting that time and that energy and that money if you're doing ads. That's it. So make sure before you invest in anything, and when I say invest, I mean time, energy, and money, not just money. Make sure that you fully understand your customer and make sure you fully understand who you are creating things for. Number 5, this is the one that I said was super important, not having the correct support system. So at first when I started my businesses, when I started my first business, Menos Waste, I did not seek any help. I was busy. I was a full-time student. I felt like I didn't have time for networking. I felt like I could just Google everything and I could just do it myself. And this became an issue when I started running into problems, right? Of, okay, I can do the website myself. And then I would have issues with the plugins, and then my website was down because I didn't know what I was doing. I went to a networking event and met somebody that would do website development super cheaply, and I had wasted hours and hours and hours trying to do it on my own when I could have just used somebody else's expertise for $30. So this was a scenario where I really lost a lot of time and energy trying to do it myself, only because I thought I didn't have time to go network. At networking events, you also meet a lot of people that are going through the same things that you are going through. So just like as this video is going to help you not make the same mistakes that I did, going to networking events can help you save so much time, energy, and money, because you start talking to people and you're like, hey, I was thinking of doing this or that. And then they're like, no, don't do that. Just talking to other people that have already done what you're trying to do is so important. So that support system, not just your family and friends, because I'm sorry, Ma, like you don't know about business and you don't know the issues that I'm going to encounter. So you can talk to your family all you want. They're good for emotional support, but not for support in your business. So make sure you surround yourself with other entrepreneurs that are kind of in your similar industry so that you can learn from them every time you meet up. And networking, I will say, is never a waste of time. I also made a video because I am so passionate about networking to make sure that you get the most of it. I'll leave it linked down below. I should probably have included that one of the biggest mistakes is always starting my filming process too late. I feel like I'm running out of light. Anyway, the last mistake that I want to share with you is not being patient. Again, you're doing this part-time, honey. It's gonna take time and you have to be patient. And this doesn't just mean overall patient with your business, patient with yourself, patient with your clients, but also patient with individual products or offers. If you are trying a new offer out, give it time. Don't discard it within 2 weeks of launching it if it didn't work out, because it might not be that the offer doesn't work. It might be just that you didn't target the right audience or you didn't package it in the correct way. You have to play around with your offers and your products a bit. Listen to your client and your customers. If they're saying something that you didn't even think about, don't just discard it. Really listen to them and then make your offer better. Of course, there's a balance because you also don't want to linger too long in one thing if it's not working. So it's really this teeter-totter, seesaw, one of those, goes back and forth, balancing whether you're giving it enough time or if you're waiting too long to move on to the next thing. So it gets tricky. And that's where networking really comes in, or talking to other business owners to see like, how long should I give this before saying it didn't work? So yes, not being patient. You have to be patient as an entrepreneur. I know everything seems to move so fast, especially here on social media. Everybody seems to be an overnight success, but that's not the case in real life. So keep that in mind. But I know these were pretty broad. I didn't get too much into specifics, but let me know if you'd like to see me dive deeper into any of these mistakes. If not, I did mention that networking is super duper important, and I've made a whole video about it. I really walk you through how to make the most out of every event that you attend, so I'll leave that here for you to watch next. Or until next week, don't forget, Poquito goes a long way. Ciao!